Oh, quick thing. Jesper, can you set your thing to push to talk?
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Well, my friends, things have gone rather interesting this day as we have returned with the great beast at our beckon. We went to the Lord's home where we displayed the creature for all to see. There, the Lord thanked us for saving his young son, defeating the creature, and bringing peace to this realm as God's will dictated. Though as we gathered ourselves together and I began to recount the great tale, the artificer apparently saw something strange out of the corner of his eyes. We went to investigate, but there was nothing there, though I myself got a sudden chill down my spine, making me believe that there might be something to his words. We decided to investigate further and enter a room where a large doggy was kept. Upon entering the place, we would discover that the dog apparently just kind of guards the general area, and there was a basement we weren't supposed to go to. We discussed quickly about who to go down to see this vile creature, and Gant valiantly volunteered. Andrew, though, or the soldier, though, he decided that he would leave and return to the inn to gather some, I suppose, get us a table to drink at. Good fellow. But in any case, we then entered the area, and apparently Gant had a odd experience with a ghostly woman specter who told him to look for the brick in the fireplace. Upon doing so, after my convincing him that God obviously wanted him to do such a thing, and we discovered the brick, where apparently there was a locket. Am I correct, right, Nikki? It was a locket?
Yes.
Yes, a locket that the Lord's wife had left behind for him and her son. The Lord was thankful for such a thing and allowed to have us any one reward of his choosing. Oh God, my brain's going blank. The young courtesan decided she wanted a cup. An odd reward, but whatever. I mean, we received the glass and made our way back towards the inn, once again proving the valiance of our party. And off to you, Judas. This is where I wasn't here for.
Andrew just... Oh, man. Okay. Alright. So... And then everything else happens. Everything else in specific... Sure, why not? I had left because, frankly, it seemed as though everything just kept drawing on forward, and I decided I wanted a change of scenery. More in particular, I wanted a change of activity. At first, it was going to be that dark, brooding man, but he seems to not know what's good for him. So, I decided to look about throughout the entire place, and there was this whole issue with Nancy and how apparently the man had assaulted that fuckwit that was trying to get into her pants earlier. He was unconscious, slumped against the piano for who knows how long, all thanks to him. And well, that's why I decided to, as they say, try again. Didn't work, again, because he does not seem to know any better. And I found myself trying to go about and distract myself from my setbacks by attempting to do some good. Fluffing up my image inside of this immediate area, since I'm going to be here for plenty more days, surely against my will. And that's when the other fuckwits decided to join, after something with a cup and whatever the hell Gant's delusions were about. They showed up, made a bunch of noise as usual, noise of which that attracted this odd, dark... I don't remember the country name, the one with the witches and warlocks and other satanic bullshit. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. She seemed interesting until she seemed all too interested in my blood, which. There's plenty of interesting things about me, but that, of all, please. She. I don't remember most of what she said other than her general interest in the hillbilly's blood in particular, and skin, and veins. Don't know what she sees in him, but. That aside, tried to see if the man was still awake after retiring inside of his room. It was fucking locked, and once again decided to offset my setbacks with a good deed or so. Turns out everything was done, so I decided why not drag the fuckwit, specifically the drunken and unconscious one, probably more unconscious than drunken, that was against the piano back to his home. 'Cause why not? Maybe I can get him to owe me something. Lord knows he deserves something after all this bullshit.
And I think that was everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Amara because if I get fucked at this point, I deserve it, and I don't mean in the fun way.
And so, as the night descends upon the snow-covered town of Drodale, you find yourself seeking refuge in a warm and inviting inn. The biting cold
All of us?
outside.
All of us.
Some of you.
Most of us.
The biting cold outside is kept at bay as you step through the inn's entrance, greeted by the comforting glow of hearth fires and the lively chatter of other patrons. Amara, with a glint of mischief in her eye, decides to spend the night with a woman named Mika. The two of them share tales, laughter, and heartwarming conversations over a delicious spread of food and drink. The inn's atmosphere is brimming with merriment and camaraderie as they enjoy each other's company late into the night. Roderick, Gant, and Andon, each seeking their own space for the night, retire to their respective rooms. The warmth within seeps into your bones, erasing the chill of the outside world from your memories. However, the night holds a touch of eeriness as well. The mysterious woman, Cynthia, whom you met earlier, appears to have taken the room that Andrew had previously claimed, enthralled by the promise of a bloody spectacle made by Andrew, as he drags a bloodied and battered Dunt back to his home. As the night wears on, the inn's common area gradually quiets, the revelry making way for the hushed whispers of slumber. The crackling of the hearth is the only sound that remains, a soothing lullaby that guides you into a peaceful rest. Outside, the snow continues to fall gently, blanketing the town in its serene embrace. The streets are deserted, the night belonging to those who have found warmth and shelter within the walls of the inn. Tomorrow will be another day, a continuation of your journey as you turn your attentions to Marglaive. But first, Amara. As a night of rest soon begins to come, you find your night interrupted by a dream. The darkness of unconsciousness soon fades into a warmth, as if the sun is kind of bearing down on you from above. You open your eyes, and in front of you, you see a vast field of just pink roses. The scent fills your nostrils, the warm wind brushes past your hair. And surprisingly enough, you see Bailey in the distance, and you hear her speak. Words from earlier. You would help me find my sister. Why? Her image washes away with a gust of rose petals. As you look around the space, an unfamiliar voice speaks, reverberating across this field. There is beauty in kindness, Amara. unconsciousness hits you again. The vision of fields of roses dissipating as you fall back asleep. And Storm, if you would do me a favor, and well, I would have you normally run on the miracle table, but you can't, so I'll do it, I guess.
Screaming, crying, throwing up.
So I will do that. Let's see.
Oh, I rolled it. I clicked button.
Okay.
I die. What a miracle.
That's so real.
You contracted an STD.
All right, and I guess then with that, we will drift to Roderick. As Heath, you mentioned he'd be waking up very early.
Yep, Roderick will get up bright and early, crack of dawn, getting himself together, putting on his armor and his helmet before he leaves his room.
Uh-huh.
He will then go to. I thought Aiden was sharing my room, but I guess we had a spare one because Amara decided to sleep with the other woman.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Andon?
Andon, yeah. Which I also find funny too, because apparently I just realized too is Andrew could have just took the creepy lady's room.
No, he fucking couldn't. Well, no, because she fucking locked the door on him.
Yeah.
On his
bro.
room, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But presumably she had a room.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't even know how long she was staying there. For all we fucking know, she literally just like, I don't need a room. I already found one. Fucking
Fair. He would then grab he would grab Aiden, the bod, to accompany him as he can't be seen anywhere without his squire.
2 strikes.
Of course.
And
let me start that music back up.
Oh, yep. By the way, game's still paused, Nikki.
Oh, damn it! Were you guys not able to hear music?
No, we could hear the music. We just couldn't do anything else.
Oh, okay.
The one gymnast try wolf turn.
That was that the music?
No.
There's
I
a
think
dry.
that was for Juju.
Yeah, that's better. Oh yeah.
Judah, we can hear your side.
Sorry.
I don't know.
My friend sent me this fucking TikTok, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's fair. I'm like, Nikki's like, I'll put on the music like dry wolf turn. I'm like, what?
Yes.
Yes, Roderick will then, I suppose, so he'll grab his bard, and I suppose if Gant was awake, which I know he is because he doesn't sleep.
Nah, he does. It's just reduced, right?
No, he technically does not sleep, I believe. Is that right, Jesper?
He's conscious apparently.
Oh.
But he's like, wait, let me double check.
Yeah, I think it's like the Elven Trance equivalency.
Alright, you know what time?
Oh no.
That was, if Gant's awake, then I guess he would probably hear Roderick in the morning. It's up to Gant whether he wants to go outside of his door to see what was going on. As he would definitely hear Roderick go, "Okay, Bod, we must be ready to move forward. By the way, it's time to go pick up that dog of ours for a reward, so I figure we best head down bright and early so everyone else doesn't have to wait on us."
Is he saying that to Gant?
He'd be saying that to Andon, and if Gant is awake, he would hear him most likely.
Well, Jesper? If you're talking, we cannot hear you.
No, the push talk part, I can't like open a tab and like it's like flip between Discord. But the tab says that I can finish a long rest in 4 hours as long as I'm in an inactive motionless state.
Yeah.
But I remain conscious.
Yeah, so you're like a Warforged.
Yeah.
So he would have been awake when I said that. So Gant, whether or not you wanted to react on that statement is up to you.
I guess like after like 4 hours, I would. I would show up, but like I'd still have to maintain that 4 hours because I have to be motionless, so I can't like break that.
Yeah, well, you'd be up. You would hear Roderick tell Aiden that he's going to go get the dog. It's up to you if you want to come out of your room to say you want to join him or not.
Yeah. You're like, wait, you're getting a dog?
Yes, don't you remember? That was a reward we were supposed to be given from that man at the stables.
Not really. I thought we were just like doing it for some quick gold, but I mean, that's great. I decided I'd like to come along if it's alright with you.
Well, I have to go pick up my dear Zenithai anyways, so I suppose you could come with, and we could pick up the soon-to-be companion canine together, if you will.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Bard, Artificer,
So-
if you will, and we head down.
All right, with your compatriots in tow, let me bring you over here. As you, oh, hold on. There we go. As you step out into the snowy weather, you head off back in the direction of the kennels. At this point of the day, the town is bustling pretty well. It seems like most of the hunters and fishermen have already begun stepping out of their homes to start their day and begin the hunt, especially now that they know that the roads are clear from the monster that had been attacking them. So, off towards the kennels, you eventually spot the familiar face of Rock, the one who had claimed himself as Grom's best friend. And while he had always had kind of like a calming, cheery, warm look to his face, he appears much more visibly happy now, kind of giving you the idea that the news must have reached his ears at this point. And as he hears your heavy footfalls in the snow, he kind of turns his direction your guys' way and waves you over. He appears to be kind of lightly petting the face of your trusty steed, Roderick. As he calls out, hey!
Ah, stableman, it is good to see you. I trust you heard of our grand adventure.
Yeah, I'm glad that my friend's back. All thanks to you guys.
Ah, Pasha! It was nothing, my young friend. But I do remember a talk of a reward for services rendered.
Oh, yes, of course. Right over here. He gestures you over to like this very large kind of fenced off area before he raises his fingers to his lips and whistles loudly. And immediately, like funneling out from this shed that at first glance looked like it might have been meant for more horses, instead, a number of different sized dogs come piling out of different ages and come bustling up towards the edge of the fence that you guys are standing at. Some kind of stumbling over each other to kind of get your guys' attention, others just kind of sitting patiently off to the side. Others immediately going for their food bowls. And with that, Rock kind of gestures and just says, "Go ahead, take your pick of anyone."
It's a good thing Roderick has his helmet on.
And he'll also say, "Oh, right, sorry. In case you're not familiar with the breeds, we have Labradors and Golden Retrievers. We have German short-haired pointers and English pointers, Irish and English setters, Bloodhound and Beagle Hounds, Jack Russell Terriers, Rat Terriers, Cocker Spaniel, Springer Spaniel, Irish and Scottish Wolfhound, Mastiffs, Huskies, and Saint Bernards."
Oh god, I was just gonna grab the golden retriever because of Derek.
Yeah, just like
But you mentioned my
Yeah, I think
favorite
that's
dog,
great.
Nikki.
I did?
Yeah, I love
What,
Saint Bernards. Plus, a Saint Bernard
Oh!
for Roderick is just too fucking like perfect. He will go towards the big fluffy boyo.
Droopy face.
Yeah.
Are you heading toward? There's a few of them. So are you heading towards what appears to be those a bit later in their years, puppies? What are you
Oh.
thinking?
Is there a puppy?
Roll me perception check because there's a lot of dogs.
Oh boy, perception. Ooh.
Oh, not bad. After looking around for a bit, your eyes do eventually fall and land on amongst the the basic dog pile that is currently happening in front of you. A little Saint Bernard puppy that appears to be kind of getting occasionally trampled over before it tries like lifting its head a bit, but its floppy ears keep kind of getting caught on more feet by other dogs.
Roderick will move towards the puppy.
Kind of noticing where you're looking at, a big grin kind of appears on Rock's face. He just like, good taste. Yep, that is our little girl, and he'll reach in and kind of pluck her out of the bunch. She's looking pretty small. Her paws look much too big for her body.
She's gonna be a beast. That's how you tell a big paw dog puppy ends up being a monster dog.
Yep. And holds her out to you, and already she's kind of like panting happily. Her tail kind of wagging back and forth as she's just hanging there from his hands.
Roderick will take off his gauntlets and then reach out to grab the puppy.
He'll hand her over to you, and Rock just kind of says, since we breed so many of these dogs here for the hunters, we'd like to leave the naming part to the clients. So, what are you thinking of naming her?
There could only be one name for such a majestic beast with the name of a saint. And he goes over, I shall call you Mary.
Mary. All right. Well, Mary, I hope you enjoy your new home. Oh, right, I guess I should give you some essentials so you can take care of her. One moment, and you see him kind of head over toward, like, this big stockpile of dog supplies. Gant and Eden are there. And he'll pick out some dog food for you, a collar, before walking back over and handing those over to you, and just says, "Oh, she's still a little one, but give her a few weeks and she should be able to be a size to really help you out with any hunting you need to do, or if you just want to hold on to her as a pet, that's fine too."
I'm sure she will be a grand companion. Isn't that right, Xanathai? And just because of the gag of it, Roderick, with his back to the party, will lift up his visor and let the puppy lick his face through the visor before putting the visor back down.
Cute.
The dog is very happy. Roll me a insight check.
Oh, goody. Nope.
6. All right. Very sweet little girl.
She is going to be a monster. I just know it. Roderick will put the puppy under his arm and let her down, and then he will get a satchel out of his horse, and then he will make a little pocket, and then put the puppy in the satchel next to the horse.
Her big paws just hanging out over the edge, floppy face as well. She's still panting, looking very excited by all this. And a big grin kind of stretches over Rock's face at that. And he's just like, I've got a pretty good eye for these things, and I can tell she's gonna enjoy you guys.
I'm sure she will fit quite well with all of us. Thank you again, good stableman. This is a most...
Wait, so we already chose? Or...
Yeah, I mean, Roderick just grabbed the puppy, grabbed the puppy, nobody stopped him.
I was getting off the bus and I'm like lugging around the suitcase.
Maybe we could save the name choosing for a different time. Ooh.
Nope, it's Mary.
For now it is.
Mary Magdalene, the
Because
holy
Roger
saint.
can't survive. Even Roger can't survive being vetoed.
I guess then, Jesper, with you here, does Gant say anything in reaction to Roderick taking the reins of picking the dog and naming him?
Well, I mean, I would say like Gant's not like entirely opposed to it, but she's like, okay, let's not like make a hasty decision here. Like, where we're headed is, you think? I mean, does Gant know what the weather's gonna be like? Back to Marglave or
I mean, it's not too hard to put 2 and 2 together. That, I mean, you guys are still traveling along the north way, so it's still gonna be cold.
Okay. So that's out of the way. Well, this is gonna be our hunting. It's gonna be a lot of trials. Yeah. Go for it. It's not just gonna be just for
Sorry, what was...
not a benefit. What, am I cutting out?
Yeah, you're cutting out.
I don't know.
Okay, now you're not.
Well, I'm standing still right now, but I'm like walking to.
Oh, keep walking, man. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I stopped when I started. You're not cutting out. Yeah, I mean, practicality. Do we have all the time in the world to be able to teach the dog help us if we need to gather some supplies or hunt? Because we have many adventures in the way potentially. And with having a puppy as young as this one, would that impede our level? What do you think?
I'm sure she will be fine. We have such great people to watch over her. Besides, Edith, will take care of her as well.
Well, I mean, you have good judgment, so yeah, I agree. That's it.
I love
the
it.
worst people to go with him.
I mean, if Zaki was here, he might have had something to say, but at the same time, I have a feeling if Zaki saw a St. Bernard puppy, the argument would dissolve.
With that, Rock just kind of just says, well, of course, with that free one given out, if you are ever interested in taking on more, I'm willing to sell others as well. Bit on the pricey side because they're, I mean, meant for hunting, but...
Ah, but of course, sir. Well, perhaps we might come back to the thing, but unfortunately, we have to be leaving soon. We have a quest upon us that we must move towards.
Oh, where are you headed?
Where the hell is that again, Niggy?
Marglave.
Marglave.
Ugh, it kind of makes a face at that. I wish you luck with that.
I'm certain we will be fine, my good man. We have companions to gather. Speaking of which, I suppose we should gather them now.
Hmm.
The day is
Well, do
getting
you know-
on. Oh,
Do you know which path you're taking? Are you heading to the northern, southern path?
I cannot remember if we discussed that.
Did not.
No, but I'm sure we'll figure out as we on the road. I don't
Yeah.
suppose you know where I could pick up a map.
He kind of looks around the area. To be honest, we're not really much of a map making. I mean, no offense, of course, to the people here, but we're not exactly the most,
Traverse?
yeah, that intellectual type, really.
It's
We're
all right,
just-
my friend. We're all not geniuses.
He just gives a brief nod of his head. Well, in that case, would probably have luck finding one though if you're headed to Marglaive. They've got all sorts of smarty pants over there.
Very well. Well, I'm sure we'll be able to find our way. We do have such stalwart and viable companions. It shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I recommend taking the northern path though, just if you want to avoid the war that's ongoing. Kind of winces a bit.
I'm trying to decide whether Roderick would ride towards it or not now. But not tell the party.
That would be taken aside. Is he gonna do that?
That's true, that's true. And I suppose one of these roads are more dangerous than others for bandits and such.
Bandits? I mean, there's not really much around this area for bandits to make use of. It's more just the creatures you gotta keep an eye out for.
Ah, like the Dutch.
God.
He just stands there kind of shuffling a bit awkwardly. Kind of mutters under his breath, my cousin's Dutch. Well, anyway, good luck on your journey.
Yes, we shall. Don't worry. Thank you very much. The Northern Road, you said.
Yeah, if you want to avoid all the fighting, yeah. It's a bit of a trek through the mountains, but that's the one I recommend.
Very well. I very much appreciate your suggestions, my good man. Then he will turn to Gant and Aiden and go, "Tally-ho!" And then he will get on top of his beautiful mare and pushes her forward while the puppy's still in the satchel on his horse.
With each trot, the puppy's mouth flap just go flopping.
It's like a dog with his head out the window.
Yep. Also, of course, Roderick picks one of the more expensive breeds.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
All right, flopping back over to the inn. As I can say, I mean, it's not far away, so I guess probably around this time, Roderick and Gant start returning. Once the others are beginning to wake, let me put you on the map over there. Oh, right, and in. Let me close that. So, with people beginning to stir, wake, let's first start with Andrew, dearest. So you had brought Dunt home. I'm guessing you probably like shuffled for his keys to enter his house and stuff.
Basically.
All right, did you just kind of find a couch to lay down on, or did you steal his bed and put him on the couch?
I'm so glad you know him.
Understood.
Couch, I just assumed he left him on the floor.
In that case, as you begin to rouse awake, Andrew, you're greeted by the unpleasant morning sound of just in the room over.
That's so valid. Andrew, what are you going to do, you stupid son of a bitch? Andrew is going to get up. He's going to put back on his armor, his belongings, all that fun stuff. And then he's gonna go ahead and walk over to the... God, the fact that he's just fucking sleeping now after being literally knocked unconscious is so hilarious. You know, fine. Why not? It's gonna be interesting. Andrew's just gonna kick at the fucking sofa that he's lying on.
You say roll over and flop face down on the ground.
Nice.
Oh, of course, that does not help his broken nose.
Boo-hoo.
He
Get a new one.
raises his hand to his face and blearily tries to blink past the dried blood on his eyelids. Oh.
Oh, are you alright, sleepyhead?
He kind of looks towards you, kind of slowly taking in his surroundings. Who the fuck are you?
You know, Nancy's sister.
Kind of slowly blinks his
Brother.
eyes. Or
You got what I meant.
yeah.
You got
Before he kind of eventually sits up and narrows his eyes at you, and he's just like, "What the fuck are you doing in my house?"
I'm the reason why you're even in your house to begin with.
Kind of
You know.
tries to think over the day. Let me make a roll for him real quick. See how much he remembers.
He's not the brightest toothbrush in the toolbox.
Okay, not too bad. He's just like, let's see, I went to the inn. Talking to Nancy, and then shit, what happened after?
Andrew just very lightly knocks his head with his fist. Like, doesn't punch him, but just, you know, boop. He's just, this ring any... God. This ring any bells?
What? Nancy will never hit me. What are you talking about?
Oh, she would if she had the balls. But no, I'm talking about him.
He squints, trying to remember a bit more. I'll roll again.
You know, black hair, beard, handsome face. Killer glare.
Oh, that fucker.
Yeah, that fucker. Said with longing.
Just hear him click his tongue, grit his teeth, before realizing he's missing a few teeth, and he raises his hand, clutching his jaw in pain. You bastard. Why the fuck did he even do this? He always minds his own damn business.
Maybe you said something that set off an alarm.
What the fuck ever. Look, thanks or whatever for... Wait, how'd you know where I live?
I'm a genius. What can I say?
He just squints at you. He looks for a moment like he's gonna argue more, but the pain stops him. Look, what do you want?
A small smirk goes on his face. How about your attention?
He kind of just squints, curious, questioningly at you.
What is it about Nancy that's got you so hung up?
I mean, do you have eyes? She's gorgeous.
Yes, she's gorgeous, but I mean, it's not as if she's the only woman in this entire town.
I don't need any other woman. Roll me an insight check, Andrew.
Yeah, sure, why not? Oh shit, wait. Okay, never mind. A thing happened. Empathy is my strong suit. Hey.
You're detecting some unhealthy obsession. And there's a bit of a glint in his eyes that kind of makes you think like, ooh, like this might be some really unhealthy obsession.
Oh, and she's gonna play with that. Because of course that's his fucking focus. Okay, anyways. He's just like, well, come on, tell me more. I'm curious. What can I say?
About her?
Yeah, my sister. What has it got that's got you so hung up?
I mean, she's gorgeous. She's got like this adorable smile. She's gorgeous. I mean, what else is there to say? What else do you need?
You know, things that actually make a person matter. Their personality, their likes, their dislikes, the little quirks that they have in between.
You're kidding, right? She's a woman. Why does any of that matter?
Oh, and I'm assuming you like women, unless was I mistaken?
Yeah.
And he leans in.
Let me see
That
how
you
broke
don't.
he is. Oh shit, okay. You see an immediate wash of disgust on his face as he kind of backs off. Are you one of those fruits?
That's what I'm trying to figure out what you are.
My heart belongs to Nancy alone.
Maybe your cock belongs to Nancy, and that even is debatable. I'm just concerned. I find it interesting. You seem to like her, but I don't think you even like women. Not in the ways that matter, anyway.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
No, you
Sorry.
don't. What? Weird.
Oh my god. You see his face become flushed in furious anger, as he just says, what the fuck are you claiming right now?
I'm just making observations. I've seen the way that you look at her, and I've heard the stories that she's personally told me at night when she's tearful and sad and just absolutely wrought about the way that you're treating her. I'm just here trying to figure out exactly what it is that you feel and, maybe try to help.
Huh. She talks about me, huh? You see a smirk kind of appear on his face.
Does venting count?
I mean, they're emotional. They always vent.
Well, here you are, venting to me. I don't take you for a woman. Well, maybe if I shaved you down a little bit.
I'm not venting. I'm asking what the hell you want? You let me in here, you brought me back home, so you obviously want something. Money? I ain't got much shit of that.
I know, but sorry. Yeah, no, yeah, I know. But no, I just want to understand exactly your intentions are and how it is that you think, how it is that you tick. I'm sure something goes on in there. I'm just trying to really see it.
What reason do I have to tell you?
Well, so far you've told me that you think that she's hot, that she's very attractive, beautiful. That's it.
That's all that's needed. Pretty face. Doesn't talk back.
Well, mm, okay, you know, I'm just gonna give myself to Andrew. You know, I'm just gonna do it. Just let him do his shit. Get these head and hands. Okay. Those two things could describe me. Could describe just about anybody, really.
I don't know if I would agree with that. You've been talking a lot of shit since you came here.
Well, can't you tell? And he goes ahead and almost leans in forward in a way that almost makes things a little bit uncomfortable. You know, if you want me to be completely honest with you, I think I'm almost jealous of her.
I see what he's doing. Roll me persuasion check.
Persuade
man,
the
I don't
gay.
even- I don't even care what's gonna happen here. This is going to be funny.
One narcissist to another.
Oh
no.
God!
Exactly.
Again,
9.
just back.
Oh God. His face just hardens as he just says, "Get the fuck out of my house."
Andrew will go ahead and he. God. I want to preface this by saying that absolutely nothing of the realm of Dubcon is going to occur. It's just that he wants a point to be put forward. He's being ugly, but in a good way. Let me just. He leans forward, and with a really hard shove on his shoulder, he pushes him down. Kind of. Oh, where was he? He was like sitting on the edge of like the couch or whatever. Or what happened? Because I knew he rolled the fuck off.
Yeah, he rolled off and then he got back up, so he's like sitting.
Gotcha. So like I'm assuming like his like, I don't know. Either way, he's being pinned either to a wall, the sofa, etc. As Andrew's going to look real close, piercingly, directly into his eyes. I'm not done with you yet. Listen here. I'm making sure that I got your attention.
Yes, I'm listening.
Lovely. Andrew is just he leans forward just a little bit more. This is to the point where it's very clearly uncomfortable, maybe a couple of inches between their faces, as he just goes ahead and it's just, you think that you're the only one that's been watching her, that you haven't been perceived as well? I've been watching you. I've heard plenty of the creepy little things that you do towards her, and I've always wondered, why is it never me? Someone who's far more attractive, far better, far stronger than her, and yet, for whatever reason, you never spared me so much as a look. I don't think you even know my name, even though I've said it twice since I've finally gotten up the courage to talk to you. And you know what? The more that I see you talk to her the way that you do, it just makes me burn on the inside. And to be completely honest, and at this point their noses are touching, I don't know what I'm going to do if I see you continue to say those rotten things towards her. Especially to someone like you. And he just looks him up and down, and then right back in his eyes.
Roll me intimidation with advantage.
Come on. Come on. Oh, damn.
Oh, okay. I mean, he was already looking kind of pale from the blood loss, but it's like any remaining a bit of color on his face just begins to drain. He freezes up.
And as he does so, he almost ghosts the presence of maybe even leaning in closer, maybe sealing the deal, before he backs away and gets up and dusts himself off, and he turns around, not fully
facing him, but he turns his head around to the side after turning away and just says, "Just think about it, okay? Good morning." And he walks out of the door. And then maybe when he gets a moment to, breathe or whatever, he pokes his head back forward and says, "Oh, and I rifled through what remains of your pantries and took a couple of things. I really hope you don't mind." Ta-ta.
He just grits his teeth and glares at the floor, unable to say anything.
And then Andrew goes do back. No, he doesn't. His face and his smile, all that immediately drops. Takes a miserable person to get to a miserable person.
He did some good for Nancy. How nice.
Let's not pretend like that was... I mean, yes, Andrew, the I can't think of the word. The altruist. I like that.
Okay. And with that, you head back towards the inn, and Amara, as you wake, you actually spot, as you wake and rouse from the bed, kind of look towards your side, you see that your companion of the night is gone. However, there is a note that has been left in her spot, which I will message to you real quick. And so that's what you receive.
Okay.
And as you kind of get up and get ready for the day to kind of head on downstairs, when you open your door, you see another letter laying at the front of your door. Which, let me send that to you. And it's in completely different writing.
Huh. She just like stares at it.
Oh no.
And she just audibly says, "What in the fuck?" And it's completely different handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like elegant? What kind of handwriting is it?
Very dark and jagged, like someone had kind of dug the quill into the paper.
Does it look like masculine or feminine handwriting?
Roll me insight.
Nope.
It's hard to say. Just with how harshly they dug into the paper, you can't tell if it's masculine or just a woman with a lot of emotion.
Okay. She will go downstairs, bringing the letter. And she goes find Nancy.
Okay. Which, actually, let me also... Well, Andrew's on his way back, so this is at the same time. So you can go ahead and move your token. You do spot that Nancy is, currently working behind the bar, washing some dishes. Cynthia's seated at it as well, sipping on some sort of teacup.
Good morning.
Good morning. Just gives you a little. You can't tell that she's smiling behind the cup, but her eyes kind of squint in a way that give you that sense.
And did you enjoy Andrew's room?
Oh yes, quite comfortable.
Hmm.
Yourself?
I did not enjoy Andrew's room. I was not in there.
Your room, I mean.
Oh no, it was very good. Nancy, I want to ask you something.
Huh? Oh, yes, of course. You see her kind of lift her hands out of the suds and quickly grab a cloth to dry her hands down before she makes her way over.
Have you gotten any?
Go ahead.
Are you going to? Have you gotten any weird letters before?
There's an immediate reaction of a wince. Yes, why?
I got a letter under my door this morning. And she'll
Oh.
kind of pull out the letter from her top.
Of course.
And
Robust, yeah, gotcha.
hand it over.
You see her, Nancy, kind of unroll it and look it over. Her brows soon furrowing to a look of confusion, and she just says, "Oh, I don't recognize this handwriting, though."
But you have received letters before, yes?
Yes, from the gentleman who frequents here.
The one who was unconscious on the floor?
Yes.
Hmm. Interesting.
She'll hold it back out to you. Where was this?
It was like on the floor of the door, right? Like it slipped
Yeah.
underneath sort of thing.
Yeah.
At the foot of the door, underneath, well, slid underneath the door.
You see her kind of hold her chin in thought. Well, I mean, in that case, it could really be anyone. Either one of the residents who stayed for the night, or, I mean, it's not hard to access the upstairs from this floor, so someone could have just came in as well.
Do you know who was sleeping in that room previously?
Previously, we do have a record book that we keep. Yes, I can't disclose that information though. Privacy and all that.
Well, considering this is a very concerning message, I am much more concerned for my safety.
Roll me persuasion with advantage.
I love how
Mara
they
doesn't
both
care.
just love manipulating.
Mara does not care about her safety. She's just like, what the fuck is this?
Okay. Oh wow, yeah, okay. Nancy kind of nods quickly at that. She's just like, okay, yeah, that's fair. All right, 1 second. Where's that? The book, right there. The night before, you said?
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, so the one who had your room before you, was Nefiti.
And who is that?
That's the individual. I don't know if you noticed. She kind of pauses for a second. Him, seated at the table in the corner over there. She points here. He was the last one to have that room.
All right. Well, I appreciate your candor in helping me. Did you see where Mika went?
Mika, she left pretty early. She looked to be, packed with a few things. She typically heads out pretty early to work.
Alright. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Did you enjoy your food and beverage?
Oh, it was very good, thank you.
Happy to help.
I hope we did not make too much noise.
You see her immediately turn bright red. No, it's fine.
Good. One water, please.
Of course. She'll go ahead and grab that for you, and I'll say this is when Andrew returns. I'll put you on the map. So everyone's back together again.
Oh, I'm
Even Bat's eyelashes. Him.
I have always thought that the entrance was fucking down here.
Oh Jesus!
Now that-
Nope,
that's
over
so
here.
valid. No, that's so valid.
I mean, both are technically entrances.
No.
Roderick walks in. Ah, my friends, I see you all ready to get up and about for this morning.
How early do you...
Going.
And sorry, Andrew's just gonna immediately ask, how early do you start serving alcohol?
We don't really have a time. What can I get you? We're a
that's
little...
Perfect.
We are a little low at the moment, though.
Sits down next to Amara and is just, don't care, just whatever you have on tap.
Of course.
She'll grab something and hand it over.
How did your night go?
Well, I got to sleep in a bed. Not my own, mind you. And he fucking glares over her shoulder at Cynthia.
You see her in the middle of sipping before she lowers her teacup and looks over at you and just says,
Yes, I have to admit, I was promised a bloodbath. I'm quite disappointed.
It was figurative, but at this point I'm questioning it.
Well, I assume that if you locked him out, you would not have been able to experience such.
Oh, perhaps he might have created a bloodbath from someone else.
Figuratively, perhaps. He looked like he was about to cry.
Oh?
Don't know, I've seen you do very interesting things in combat.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's becoming of me as a warrior, and that of a future knight. But that aside, no, it's not particularly important. Nancy!
Roderick approached. Ah, my lady, I see that you're up as well. I trusted you had a good night's sleep.
right when I took a bite.
Sorry, Nikki.
I low-key wanted to keep that in character, just like, snacking on the job! Really, Nancy?
Yes, quite. It was a lovely sleep, full of horrid nightmares.
Andrew rather childishly mouthed every single word that she said.
Mimicking her.
Not like mimicking her, but just like, you know, had his hand on his chest like, horrible nightmares, but like mouthed it. It's like not even for anybody to see, but for himself. Like, he's just petty.
Well, I suppose each to their own, my lady. Seems contradictory, but in any case.
Perhaps you should have kept her company, Roderick. I'm surprised someone like you didn't.
I'm gonna roll an insight for Roderick.
Do I have to roll a deception? I mean,
That's not a deception. This
persuasion.
is not a persuasion. This is whether Roderick understands what you're getting at, or he has a misunderstanding to the term. He misunderstood.
God damn it.
As he looks over, he's like, Well, I suppose, madam, if you did need a bodyguard to watch you while you sleep, I would be more than adequate for the task.
I will have to think about it. After all, it is also pleasant to think one night all of you waking to my mangled corpse. That would also be quite delightful.
My word.
Why did you?
Why are you so weird?
Why did you leave your hometown again?
To creep everybody else out, apparently. Nancy!
Nancy quickly runs over and hands you a drink.
Oh, like I said, I was next in line to be sacrificed.
Right, but considering how you talk about enjoying
Post-mortem experiences.
that.
Oh, you don't feel like you missed out. Sorry.
It seems like you would have probably enjoyed it more if you stayed.
Sounds like you're missing out.
Oh, well, it's not quite as, how to put it, enjoyable if it's predicted.
So it's rather you just like surprises, I see.
So in theory, if you were to be traveling one day and you were to be struck down by lightning...
Ooh.
I mean, to be fair, in a way, I think we were all struck by lightning, weren't we, warrior?
Not helping, Roger.
Were you?
Don't remind me. The flashbacks are happening.
It's like,
I'm gonna say flashbangs.
see, you're going to make Gant throw up again.
Oh, I'm sorry if you feel like that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to...
I'm in the bag!
No, by the way, I did forget to introduce you. We have a new companion.
A new companion. What?
But Roderick takes him outside of his armor.
No, it's gonna be funny too because Andrew's about to
Cynthia?
say, "What strays did you pick up this time?"
And out from his chest place, he pulls out the Saint Bernard he had in there.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Indeed, it was a reward from the stable master for doing such a good job rescuing the young lord. Her name is Mary. Isn't that right, Mary? Who's your good puppy?
Surely. Hold on. No, I don't want to metagame. I'm just gonna. Let's see. Let's do a niceness check right here. No. Andrew just. Surely, they did not. That's her name.
No, what's wrong with Mary? It's a great name. The Great Saint Bernard Mary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whiz check
fitting.
that. Does he? What a lovely name for such a lovely mutt.
Oh, don't take that personally, Mary. You are definitely a purebred beauty.
You can't understand me, you absolute buffoon.
Yes, but they can read body language. They're quite innate for that.
So you're going to take a puppy around when we get into danger?
Don't worry, Xanathai will take good care of her.
What? Wait. Hold on. You're not planning on bringing a baby dog with us on our travels?
I see why not.
Right? Did you not... Did at any point the words baby or dog not give you any slight pause?
Roderick Helm turns up in thought. No, not really.
Were there not any older dogs?
Oh, for sure,
At
but this one was
least.
being bullied by the others, and I just couldn't say no.
You chose the slobberiously one? Are you fucking kidding me?
I think it fits him.
Andrew just knocks back the fucking glass and just chugs it in one go, slams it, and just looks again at Nancy expectingly.
She quickly pours.
By the way, Bomber, would you like to say hi to Sweet Mary?
Oh, of course.
She'll make her way around. Also, did you put Andrew all the way up there?
Wait, what? Oh, no, I did not. Oh, wait, I accidentally hit my macro that holds W.
Ah, okay.
That explains a lot. I was about to say, like
No.
when you were making your nice check, you like leapt over the bar. I'm like, it's an interesting way to make a nice check.
Right. Nah. While that happens, Andrew's gonna start looking for the cat.
Cat's chilling on the table over here.
Doesn't seem bothered by the fucking puppy at all. Okay, damn.
It's
One of
just
Andrew's
napping.
plans.
Slipping.
Nancy pats Mary, and Cynthia also kind of reaches out, just like,
May I as well?
Oh,
Hey.
please, give it to her.
I suppose if Mary is okay with it. What do you say, girl? Well, I didn't hear an objection. I suppose it's okay. I will hand the puppy
That's
over.
And Cynthia takes Mary into her arms and just starts slowly caressing in a way that kind of like it makes the puppy's like wrinkles kind of like get pulled back a bit before falling back into place.
It's those videos of people like petting their cats too hard.
Yeah. Nancy
pulls
seems to
back
just
the
be
eyes.
taking it.
Oh, how lovely.
Well, you know, it doesn't sound as though you're going to be traveling too much, so if you wanted to keep her by chance.
Oh, are you giving her up?
Of course not. Mary is one of our great
Yes.
companions.
I'm hearing contradictory perspectives.
Well, who are you going to believe? The one who promised you pain, or the one who hasn't even removed his fucking helmet since I've met him?
Oh, attempts at manipulation. I love those.
And she'll hold out the puppy back to Roderick.
Picks him up and goes, who's your good girl then? By the way, Barmaid, do you have some milk in a saucer I could give her?
The puppy?
Indeed.
No.
Obviously not the lady. Be kind of
want-
odd to see her drink it out of a saucer.
You want milk for the? Okay.
I've seen milk being drunk out of very different places.
Andrew just at first it looked like he was holding in saying something or anything to the interaction that Roderick and Nancy had, but then Andrew just looked slowly to his left at Amara.
What?
Roger was right, you are a harlot.
She just laughs at that.
Nancy will return with a bowl of milk.
You put the ball on the ground, and he puts the puppy on the ground to see if she'll drink, and then get back to talking.
Andrew
Nancy looks
stares.
hesitant.
Yeah, Andrew stares pointedly at the milk bowl and just turns his eyes and doesn't say anything.
Mary starts drinking away. Cynthia just kind of like presses the tips of her fingers together while observing. Her smile never leaving. Also, one second, I'm gonna call for my dad. Hold on.
No worries.
No problem.
Nothing like giving a puppy diarrhea in the first week of travel.
I'm glad we all knew that. Because I know that's... God. Andrew knows that, but he doesn't want to say it for reasons.
I mean, to be fair, a medieval society probably wouldn't know that, but...
Andrew's specific experience does. He wouldn't know it's lactose intolerance, granted, but
Yeah, we wouldn't be aware of that aspect of it, true.
yeah.
But they do love their milk.
Yes, that is true. And, I'm a lot like a puppy in that case. What is diarrhea to some good dairy?
Indeed.
Oh my god.
Also, because I had the time.
Oh?
One
Oh
moment.
god, you went image picking, didn't you?
I did more than image.
Oh no.
I made a
Token?
token.
Oh no.
Behold, Mary.
That is. I mean, okay. Let me just preface this by saying, Andrew thinks that is one ugly puppy. Wait, actually, is that even a puppy image?
Yeah, it's a puppy.
Really? Oh my gosh. Does it have something in its mouth? That's what's throwing me off.
Okay, no, it's a baby barrel, right? Because Saint Bernards are always like, if you ever watch old cartoons, Saint Bernards always have the bottle of keg of rum with them because they were rescue dogs in the wilderness. Right, so one of their images is they always had brandy with them. So they always had a small cask of brandy tied around them.
Gotcha.
And it was meant to be to give the person who was freezing to death a drink.
Right. That's actually really cool. Not exactly productive, but cool.
I mean, it's a myth idea that happened, but funnily enough, Saint Bernards don't actually exist anymore.
What do you mean?
I mean, the original breed was almost completely wiped out, and they had to mix it with different dogs. So the Saint Bernard we have now wasn't the original Saint Bernard.
Oh, okay. I think that's the case with a couple of dog breeds.
There is, yeah. But the Saint Bernards is like, they were a very rare breed from Switzerland.
Have you heard that people are trying to ungenetically fuck the pug?
They're trying to breed out the pug being genetically fucked?
Yes.
I could believe it. Probably a good idea not to have a dog look like it had his face caved in with a shovel.
If only aesthetically was the only problem.
Oh,
right?
I know. It's because he can't breathe and everything.
Can't fucking breathe, can't swim, I think has difficulty drinking. Like, absolutely. Whew.
I mean, dude, there's nothing worse than watching a horror movie with a pug in the room because they do that that wheezy breathe they have during the horror movie.
Yeah, because a lot of smaller breeds already, especially, have like the whole collapsed trachea issue. So I think because pugs are how big are pugs? Like they're
tiny.
Yeah,
they're tiny
small
dog.
breed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think other small breeds have that same problem too. So it's like with that and their fucked up respiratory, it's a double whammy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I always refer to pugs as the pugly dog.
The pugly dog, yeah. Pugly meaning pretty ugly.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Okay, back.
How you
Okay,
doing?
back, sorry.
No worries. We were just I created a token.
BB.
Welcome back.
Okay, I'll use that token for when I set up then. Alright, continuing where we left off. Go ahead.
Yep.
By the way, I received an interesting letter this morning.
What did she say? I'm sorry.
By the way, I received an interesting letter this morning.
Indeed.
Oh.
The mail service must be magnificent out here.
And no, it was just sent under my door.
Andrew looks around and doesn't notice. What was her name again? The lady Amara slept with?
Mika.
I noticed that. Well, actually, I don't think Andrew actually caught, or at least cared to remember her name.
I don't even know we got her name, to be honest.
I don't see her around.
Oh, you mean the huntress lady?
Did she leave you a farewell note?
She did, but it was... I received 2 letters.
My word! Aren't you popular?
Apparently.
Aren't you popular indeed? I just want. Yeah, I'm glad you caught the undertone.
Yeah, I know. I caught him.
Amara just holds up 2 fingers and then holds up like a 0.
You fucking bitch! Andrew just. Andrew just. Oh my god. You know, here. You know what? I can understand it. Let me just. No, I feel like his sheer. Yeah. He just looks at her, just stares into her fucking soul.
She just pretends and continues going on.
Good.
But in any case, what was on the letters that has you so distressed?
Yes, please share.
Yeah, I don't know if it was addressed to me or for the person who was staying in the room previously, but
And she will put the letter on the table.
Especially me.
Oh no.
Yeah, never will let you go. I'll love you forever, forever. Hold safe, safe. Tears forever. I will gather your rainbows as tears forever. I love to be with you. I will love you only love you.
Andrew, as he reads this, he's just like. At first, he's like, and then it like gets into the middle. It's like, oh, so it's not him. Well, unless he's desperate. Oh.
Roderick reads the letter and goes, a terrible poet, to be honest.
right?
So, who is this? Do we know?
No idea.
And you guys do see, with looking at the letter as well, it is written in very harsh, dark lines. Like the person pressed very hard on the paper.
I gather this must have been written by a rather strong person to have such aggressive writing. Is it an ink or like is I take it this is ink parchment?
Yep, it's
Strong.
ink parchment.
Either strong or very practiced with his right hand.
I suppose he could be a warrior, yes.
Sips
I-
tea.
I love Roderick. I do. Oh God. Okay. He just blinks unerringly. He's used to Roderick's intelligence.
Hey, he just doesn't know.
He's just-
He's just not a man who's about sexual innuendo, is all.
Oh my God. But yeah, he just.
So, you have a secret admirer. So what?
Now, whatever was the
Either
young
me
lad in the fishing boat? Mind you, he didn't look like he could write very well.
Either me or perhaps the person who was here before.
Was there someone here before there, barmaid, who was particularly attractive in that room?
There was the as I mentioned to Amara, it was the person seated at the table. Andrew had conversed with him for a while.
Oh, the one that was a little
The one with the white hair and the
yes.
darker complexion.
Yes.
Oh, I suppose it could have been for
Yes,
them.
that was
Do you
a-
think we should bring the letter to them?
That was a very girly-looking man. Well,
Manly-looking girl.
Nancy, did you notice anyone leave or come in or go upstairs after Mika had left?
After, I mean, I was mainly in the kitchen, so, other than the other tenants coming down, I don't think I saw anyone go up, but I wasn't paying close attention.
Well, it is possible the person who wrote this letter was one of your patrons, and is
Can I
still in
ask
their
you
room.
Can I ask you an odd question? Nancy,
Mm-hmm.
do you ever... Where do you stay, exactly?
I usually stay in one of the unoccupied rooms if available.
Right. So, just a question. But that... I don't know... asshole, and he just points at... What I imagine is, like, the remnants of, hardened blood on the leg of the, piano that maybe she forgot to clean up or whatever. Has he ever had a poetic streak?
I wouldn't call it poetic. I've received lots of letters from him, but not like that.
He like thinks about it for a second, and he gets a sudden, very satisfied smirk on his face. Alright. Well, at the very least, I don't believe it's him.
Well, for that other person that was here, though, how long were they staying at this inn?
They're actually a more recent visitor. She kind of thinks it over. Maybe about 3 weeks ago or so was the first time they arrived. Sometimes they'll rent a room for a night, spend most of the day people watching, and then be gone for another week or so.
Are they like a trapper of furs or such thing?
I don't know who they are. I've never seen them before.
If you were to ask me, what do we even say? That's for two people. I'm pinching the bridge of my fucking nose.
I know.
I mean, yeah, if I only had that argument with my dad every other week. I mean, to be fair, we often use they when we're unaware of a person's, naughty bits. He says, like, for example, if you were assailed by a vagabond in the night, but you didn't get to see them really close, you wouldn't say he or she, you would say they assaulted you. So it works fine.
No, when I get angry enough, I usually use it.
I never wanted to be insulting, so I tried slipping in both during my occasional conversations with him, her, and never was corrected. So I don't know.
Andrew just also effortlessly rolls in. That's half of your problem. If you were more offensive, perhaps you would have less weird men on your tail.
Her shoulders droop a bit.
Oh my god, I rolled high enough.
You don't mean to victim blame Nancy. I'm sorry, baby.
Roderick tilts his head at that. It's like, I wonder if the man might be a eunuch.
Eunuch?
Yes, it's something that happens in some of the more barbaric areas I'm aware of. They take a man and then they remove the manly bits. Apparently they don't have a gender after that in their culture.
Huh. That sounds terrible.
Indeed.
Well, well, while I don't know much about him, I do sometimes see, when he's done with his people watching, I do notice at times he does meet with, what was her name? Dee Dee, I believe?
Indeed, and where may we find her?
Well, Roger,
Wait,
as a
wait,
note,
wait.
yeah, Dee Dee's the little girl you guys met.
Oh, yeah, see, the little kid. Yeah, fair enough, but he could still ask where he found her. Where like, he doesn't know where she was living.
I don't think we have to go through a whole pursuit of the origin of this letter, or anything of that matter, let alone whoever the hell he... Whatever. I don't think we have to pursue this, don't we? I mean, shouldn't we be heading to Marglaive any moment now?
Well, I mean, I suppose you have a point there, Ori. It just seems odd to me that such a letter would be left behind. Besides, our dear courtesan here might sleep better at night if they know there wasn't someone stalking them in the night and the letter was indeed for someone else.
No, I'm pretty sure she likes the idea of someone chasing after her.
I am just curious to the origin of the letter, but I mean, I don't believe we're on any time schedule, are we not?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, we have nowhere to be in a hurry.
Andrew's eye twitches.
I mean, it's not like we have someone here in the city that we're embarrassed to see.
Andrew just squints.
Mara raises an eyebrow.
What?
Well, I guess if you are planning on looking, the most I can really give is, Dee Dee does like to, I could point you out where her family lives if that's who you're looking for.
Oh, the ugly little girl.
Now,
wouldn't
she
say
can't
that.
help what her parents did in the past.
I didn't entirely mean to say that. Liquid courage. He just jostles his mug.
She didn't always appear that way.
Oh, did she develop some sort of skin condition?
Well, I assume it's whatever these storms are doing to many of the people here. A lot of people have started developing scales or something of the sort, but Dee Dee's a little different. Where some would either gradually change or abruptly change. Her progression is much quicker if she falls under the progressive group. So
Well, it's always good to be a progressive child.
Progressive. Hates those.
Sure, perhaps we can take this to the one need, and if he doesn't find anything, then we can go.
I suppose so. We'll see if we been able to use the young child to see if we can figure out where the eunuch went.
is that what we're called? Okay.
No, Andrew just immediately has this grimace on his face. It's just like, that can't be what we're. You said they have a. You said.
God.
The name.
Additive.
The name. Do you have their name?
Oh, Nefidi.
Nefertiti. Alright, let's go ahead and find this Nefertiti and see whatever the hell is going about Nefertiti's love life.
Very well, let us tally-ho then.
Cynthia finishes up her tea. Is just like,
Would you like me to come along, or shall
No.
I wait?
I mean, it's up to you, my lady. If you wish to accompany us, you may. But if you wish to stay, lounge about, and wait for our return, it is your decision.
No, it isn't. Let's go.
Andrew's like tilting her decision towards joining. The more he complains,
I'm sure it is.
she thinks about it and just says,
I think I'll wait here.
Very well, we shall be back forthwith. Mary, let us go.
Andrew lets a sigh of relief.
Roderick,
oh crap, I gotta get another call. Hold on.
Oh, no worries.
Do you want to? Should we take our break here, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Pause in the
More
video.
pizza it is.
Recording.
Enough about me.
All right, so, the phone call kind of threw me off. You guys are heading off to.
Yeah, we were gonna go see the kid.
Yeah, the parents' place. Okay. So, with the assistance of Nancy's directive, You guys are able to navigate your way back outside into the town. So let me move you over.
Roderick gets on Xanathai and starts riding.
Of course. So it's thankfully easy, guys, for you guys to navigate your way there, as you are told that their little cabin is set up near the waters where you guys had docked upon arrival. Cough. So you trudge through the snow, making your way over there. Early as it is in the day, as you know, hunters and fishers and gatherers and such are setting out for the day. Luckily enough, you are able to actually catch the mother. Let me remind myself of the name. Damara, of course. She appears to be outside currently, sweeping away some of the snow off of her front porch area. And upon seeing you all, a smile kind of appears on her face as she waves. Good to see you again.
Good day, ma'am. It is a pleasure. I was wondering, we have a bit of an odd request. One of our companions received a note, but we think it might have been for the person who was in the room recently. And apparently, your young daughter knows said person.
Kind of gives a curious tilt of her head. Well, Dee Dee does like talking to many of the folks around here and people who arrive. Anyone in particular?
Yes, it's a person of gender of unspecified origins.
Their name is Nafiri.
Kind of tilts her head. I don't think I heard that name before. Probably have more luck talking with Dee Dee about it. She should still be playing out in the woods if you head out in that direction. And she points out further in the woods. There's a dense forest around this area. The woods, kind of wooded area that's outside of the town that you guys have kind of navigated through in order to get to the Yeti. And then the dense forest that's kind of between the waters and the village itself. And she kind of points in that direction.
I see. You know what? This might be
Andrew's
a...
brow immediately furrows at that. Unsupervised?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she doesn't go too far.
And you let her just talk to anyone who comes into the town?
I mean, people she talks to is usually by the inn, and I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with how we do things around here, but we're all pretty independent and sort of a collective family of sorts, so I trust the other folks who live around here to keep an eye on her.
It takes a village, as they say.
Exactly.
I wasn't questioning anything, I was just curious.
By the way, this might be a grand opportunity to test Mary. I don't suppose you have a bit of the clothing of your daughter about you.
He wants this for his dog.
Andrew's pointedly staring at Roderick.
Yes, he probably should have clarified.
I did say it was to test Mary.
Who the fuck is Mary?
Okay, in that case, you see her kind of shuffle through her skirt pockets and pull out what appears to be a little knitted doll.
Fantastic.
I just finished cleaning up the living area, so here.
There you go, Mary, and I bring up Mary. Get a good sniff of the smell and track. There we go, sniff it good.
Alright, let me real quick.
Now, I'd like to point out, dogs have advantage on this with the smell.
An untrained puppy.
It's also a puppy.
I know.
It is a puppy, but it did good. So
nice.
Fist in the air.
You see her lower her nose to the little doll and give a couple little sniffs before lowering her head and sniffing at the ground. Roll me an animal handling, Roderick.
This isn't gonna go well.
It will.
Nope.
3.
Do I want to use my inspiration?
I want you to use it just so you can waste it.
I mean, I'm gonna get it back next week, Judah. Let's be honest.
Shut the fuck up.
I might as well, because chances are it'll fail again. But just for the meme, I'll use my inspiration. Why not? I am gonna get it back next week.
Okay.
Ooh, much better.
Okay. You see, Mary kind of press her nose into the snow and start sniffing about. It takes a bit of time, but eventually you do see Mary head kind of perk up a bit before she just starts running off towards the woods.
Tally-ho!
Of course, her running is your guys' walking pace.
Of course, yeah, like we're just striding at most. Got them little tiny legs just pumping through the snow. Imagine it's kind of like, you guys have never seen a basset hound in the snow. I suggest looking up one day, but they kind of leap through the snow like a dolphin.
No, that's short puppies in any taller thing. My fucking dog used to do that in tall grass. It was amazing.
Isn't it?
Especially since her tail was always up, so she kind of had like a shark in the water type appeal. It was great.
BB.
Yes.
Okay. So, one second. Where did I?
Actually, I need to step away real quick. I'll be back.
Okay. Where the fuck did I put it?
Uh-oh. I also like the fact that Roderick is slowly building a menagerie of animals in this party.
He's a Disney princess in the working. Okay, so you guys follow along, following after Mary. A couple times you do end up having to kind of pick her up out of a snow pile that she flops into and gets stuck in. But it doesn't take her long to kind of quickly shake it off and continue on. And I'll say as you guys kind of approach further and further into the dense woods, the light of the town sort of disappearing off in the distance, or not the light, the murmur as it's morning, begins sort of fading off into the distance. Roll me perception check, you guys. I'll roll it for you, Gant, for ya.
Any chance can Zachy make a check?
True, he is with you.
He is with us, and he's the only one with a positive wisdom score.
Okay.
Didn't roll too bad, actually.
Yep. Is Amara gonna roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Juju's gone, but I don't think Andrew cares about this, so he's probably not paying attention. So yeah, you guys, most of you guys did pretty good, so I'll say as a collective, it's a pass. At some point, you do eventually hear what appears to be child's laughter. And before kind of coming into line of sight, you spot Dee Dee is currently seated in the snow. With the individual that you guys had been seeking actually appears to be sitting next to her currently. A calm smile on his face as Dee Dee seems to be kind of just going on and just says,
and then I told her that I'm a big girl, so I don't have to. I can do this by myself, and I did do it by myself, Nefidi. I actually did, and you know, Mom was so proud of me, and he was really great.
And you see Nefidi kind of give a small chuckle, as he nods to her. Do you guys approach or continue listening?
I'll make our way. Amara will make
Yeah,
her
well,
way over.
Roderick would approach. I mean, I imagine Mary's still running towards her because that's the scent.
Yep. And sure enough, Mary eventually just full on tackles Dee Dee, toppling her back before starts rapidly licking at her face. And she's like, no, stop.
Actually, considering where we met Dee Dee, I wouldn't be surprised if the dog knows the kid.
What were their art pieces again?
We did not get one for Dee Dee, as it's a bit more specific look.
Fair.
I can show Nefidi, though.
Okay.
Let me...
Yeah, because the little kid Nikki just described.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nefidi's in this, like, weird space of being, like, fully scaled, but not dragonborn, so that's hard to find art for.
I mean, I could find art for it, just not for a kid.
Yeah, for a kid's art.
A good morning.
You see the individual look up towards you guys. Very striking appearance. Andrew's the only one who had actually approached and spoke to this person, so you guys are actually able to make out the odd features of this individual. And sure enough, this individual has a very kind of slimmer appearance to their body. However, there's sort of a gentleness to their eyes, as well as like their long lashes, and softness to their features that makes it a bit difficult to pinpoint exactly what kind of gender they are, especially as Nancy had described. And upon seeing you, they give a small smile and nod of their head, while Dee Dee sits up, still laughing and holding the dog.
Hi again.
Ah, it's good to see you again, small child. I see Mary is quite fond of you.
And the hood that you guys had always seen kind of Dee Dee walking around with, she kind of lifts her head up to look at you guys. You see another difference now to her. As before, she had been kind of covered in these just skin-colored scales all over her body, with like the sharper claws and teeth. The scales are now like this shimmering silver color.
And you have a lovely glow to you today as well, EMCs.
Yeah, I got
She stops, kind of glances at Nefidi, before looking down at the ground, mumbling something to herself and looking up at you, and just says,
I mean, yeah.
So what were you going to say?
Nothing. So what are you guys doing here?
Well, actually, we were looking for your friend over there.
Oh. Nippy, you got other friends too?
and Nefidi kind of tilts his head curiously at you all.
I was told that you had that you frequented the room that I was staying in. I was wondering if this letter was instead addressed to you.
And she takes it out of a bust, hands it over.
You see
Of course, she stored it in the titty storage.
You see him push himself back up onto his feet. It's interesting. He moves with a grace to him, despite the almost. I mean, the clothes of nobility isn't exactly known for its comfort, so the fact that he kind of does it without much hesitation or falter on his part is a bit impressive to those aware of that kind of clothing. And you see them reach out to take it and look it over. No, I don't recognize this.
insight.
Go ahead. His gaze is kind of just drifting over it. You see intrigue in their
Expression?
impassive,
Oh.
yeah, kind of their impassive gaze, but no sign of recollection really. As they hold it back out to you.
Hmm.
Well, I suppose it might have been for you after all, then.
Perhaps. Didi, do you recognize much of other people's handwriting?
She's still getting slobbered all over. She'll like lightly push Mary's face down.
Christ, call your mutt!
What? Mary's making a friend.
Here, let me I go look.
What are the odds Mary can even read, much less identify handwriting?
She holds out
You
her
mean
hand.
Didi?
Or Didi, yeah.
Mara hands it over.
You see her look it over closely, squinting. Oh.
What does it say?
I knew that was coming.
Mara just takes it back. It is alright.
Andrew just rolls his eyes.
Okay, let's get going. There is nothing else that you...
The Nefertiti will hold out their hand again and just say, is this important to you?
I was just curious. It's not really all that important. Why?
Well, if you do not care for it much, may I hold on to it?
Why do you want to hold on to it?
It's interesting.
Really? I found it to be rather rubbish poetry myself.
I agree.
It's... well, I never read much poetry to compare to, but it's still fascinating in a way.
Well, what do you find about it that is fascinating to you?
He kind of thinks over the best way to describe it, before Didi ends up piping up and just saying,
Oh, Nefertiti actually finds a lot of things really interesting that people typically don't really care about. I think it's just because you're from somewhere else. And you listen to Nefertiti kind of give a low chuckle at that.
I suppose it's as she says. I just find basic to people such as yourself to be interesting.
Well, I suppose... Oh, sorry.
So, what did he say, sorry? Can
They
you
find
repeat that
people
for
like
me?
you just interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, he says he finds things that people like you might not be as interested in interesting to himself.
One man's junk is another man's treasure.
Exactly.
My brain farted.
All good.
Sorry, go ahead, Heath.
No, if you were going to say something as Amara, weren't you?
No.
Okay. Right, Roger, go. Well, I suppose if Cortison has no reason not to hand it over, I can't imagine a reason for you not to keep it. Although I would suggest getting a better book of poetry in the future.
She just kind of looks down at the words. I'm gonna make a word save.
Okay.
Sure, whatever, take it.
I don't care.
He takes it, smiling down at it. Thank you. And before very neatly folding it to a very perfectly symmetrical mini square, which he tucks into a little pocket.
I cannot deem whether or not it is directly addressed to me, considering, well, I have only been here for a very short time, so it might not even be for me.
To be fair, I think we've only been here, excluding the night we were out adventuring. This would be our third night here, in this general area.
I might even in this town. It's been
Well.
one night, no?
2 nights. We were there for the first night, and then we left, and then we, this night. No, I guess actually, no, I suppose you are right. It's been only 1 night in town.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We spent the other night.
Is it abnormal, though? I mean,
What, the letter?
yes, or it seems that whoever wrote it is quite fond of you, and although you have not stayed here long, you are a short-lived people. Is it unusual for love or romantic feelings or anything of the sort to operate in such short period?
Hold on. Okay, we get it. We have no idea whether you're a man or a woman, but you're still human like the rest of us. What do you mean short-lived?
There's a brief pause before he gives like a slight smile at that and just says, I didn't mean anything in particular.
I mean,
Just we do not live long.
I think we live as long as any person for the most part. In fact, I would say my breeding makes me live longer than the average.
I need to wisdom check this or save because, like, I'm paranoid. Judah is paranoid. Andrew is just like, this person's weird.
Oh.
Okay, he'll keep it in. Wait, no, that's the other way. God damn it. Okay, he's gonna insight him. It's just like, you're dodging the question.
All right, insight.
I mean,
Are you human? That's a 10.
A 10.
You human? Sorry.
It's middle of the road. I mean, yeah, of course, this individual has some very unique properties to them, but I mean, these storms have been making odd things happen to a lot of people's bodies, but at the same time, you can't shake that something feels a little off.
Roderick would say something. Excuse me, though. What do you... Okay, I'm curious. How long would you say is long life, then?
He kind of opens his mouth and then closes it, kind of thinking for a moment, before glancing over at Dee Dee and just says, well, what do you think, Dee Dee?
Are you asking a child?
I think anybody in their 20s is a dinosaur.
Well, I mean, mommy and daddy are really old. But then I've also seen some even really, really older people with like white, like hair, kind of like you, Nafidi, but you don't look like you don't got wrinkles like they do. So, I don't know.
Nafidi kind of holds his chin in thought at that.
Sorry, just had to hit my fucking table because she's so goddamn cute.
There is one other person I could ask. Perhaps I could ask them. That's the only other lead I have. And then, what, we head back and we make our way to Maglev?
Indeed, it's still early in the morning. Not much time has passed, I'm assuming.
There's someone, I suppose, I could ask.
If you wish.
He just
Damn, dude, you're getting some weird feedback.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, one sec. Wait, what? Like, define feedback.
Like that
Like
booming sound, like when you get a feedback.
A clicking noise.
I'm getting like a
Like-
booming sound, like a mic boom.
Like peaking? I'm confused.
No.
No, it
No,
sounds.
so when you
Like
plug
you're
in an amp-
unplugging and replugging a microphone.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
yeah, like
that,
when
that
you
might
plug in
actually
a
be
chord
what's
to
happening.
like a guitar.
yeah,
Sure,
like
man.
when you're messing with the
My
bass.
shit's probably not fully plugged in. Then 1 second.
This is the family that
Is this any better?
Yeah, you're not getting it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Well, let me know if
So
it
I want to
happens.
make a pun about like the storm, and it's like making a lot of people or something. Like calling about that. It's like, oh man, so the storm is brewing. Some people.
The concept is appreciated, but you
Yeah.
lost me.
Fuck. No. Never mind.
All is good.
No, because I was gonna say a storm is brewing, right? But there was like, because the storms, there's like all these different voices, and like I think Nefiti was making a thing about that.
I mean, we have no idea what races are yet, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I was just pointing out the storm is brewing. Okay. never mind.
Oh, got it. Okay, storm
Oh.
is brewing.
Oh.
I am very slow.
Just you? Like,
No, it's okay. I just thought my joke was shit.
No, it's okay.
Me?
yes. I think. Let's move on,
Yeah.
shall we?
Amaru, this is the family that also has Newt as their son, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Didi, do you know where your brother is?
I think he's going with Daddy to go fishing.
Is that close by?
It's by the docks that you guys came by.
Right, we will take a look there.
Okay,
so you
have
think?
fun.
So you think the letter is from the young man?
Maybe. That is the only other person that I think I have interacted with that would perhaps maybe have feelings for me.
I suppose that is true. Though I'm still curious, though. What did that person mean by short-lived? As we kind of start walking off.
I do not know.
You guys walk off as Deity runs back up to Nefiti and kind of guides them back to sit down before continuing her story. Okay. So you guys continue towards the docks.
Yep.
Oh wait. Andrew was actually because he was originally gonna ask for the paperback and he was gonna bring it back, but he wanted to try out a person.
He's gonna try to get the paperback.
Yeah, the letter.
Oh, okay. So Andrew, you turn back around and head up to Nefiti.
He just holds out a hand out expectantly. And then he, like, a second or two passes and he realizes just... I would like to see the paper and see if one other person might know what is going on with that.
It looks like he was midway through, like after analyzing your hand for a moment. It looks like they were about to kind of reach out to shake before pausing and saying, "Oh, all right," and reaches back into their pocket to take it out and hold it out to you.
Andrew will take
Perchance, would I be able to have it back when you are finished?
Ross, I do not plan to keep this thing. I'm surprised it isn't crusted over. And he goes ahead and takes it and very gingerly, like he's holding it between two fingers, and he'll walk off.
Andrew, an hour ago. Do we care about this letter? Let's just go.
Oh, you'll know exactly why. He's curious now.
Also, Andrew, roll me perception.
Oh, okay. I'm so good at this, guys. Ooh.
Oh
Nice.
shit. Okay. So as you turn and begin to walk away, out of the corner of your eye, you feel this odd kind of chill rush down your back. And as you begin to
Crazy.
kind of, as you
It's
begin
snowy.
to kind to walk past kind of the tree line to follow after your group, you glance back over your shoulder towards the two, after kind of catching movement at the corner of your eye, and you see Dee Dee kind of is holding up both of her palms towards Nefidi, and Nefidi is kind of matching, as if almost like they're about to play like a game of patty cake or something.
Mhm.
However, you see this swirling, like the snow kind of moving around, like where their hands are, but rather than dropping to the ground, begins to kind of just swirl around their hands. And Dee Dee's face kind of like lights up while Nefidi's gives a slight smile.
Sorry, I just right now, Andrew's just. It's the only thing that came to mind. He's just side eye, and he just keeps walking.
It's funny, Andrew's the one that got that.
Yeah.
Also, it is thundering really loud, so if I suddenly cut out, I probably lost power or something.
That is okay. You already said that this was gonna be shorter, so.
Alright. So, you catch up back with the others as you guys continue towards the direction of the docks. Jesus.
I love the thunder. This is so nice.
You guys could hear it?
Yes. That is not a complaint. It's just stormy outside. It's a snowy thunderstorm, you know?
You see a few other fishermen seeming to be packing up their own little boats. Jesus.
Whoa, heard that one.
Yeah. However, you do eventually spot Porco appears to be seated in his boat. Newt is about to join him.
Amara strolls over.
Upon hearing your approaching footsteps in the snow, both of them look in your direction. Newt is like halfway through getting a foot in the boat, so let me do a quick roll for him.
Fucking falls over.
Dex save.
Where are you located at again, Nikki?
Massachusetts.
Right. Yeah, I decided to look at your local weather just for fun, and I just see this fat cumulonimbus cloud just chilling. Yeah.
All right, so for a second it looks like he's about to accidentally kind of do the split of like pushing the boat away while one foot's still on the dock, upon seeing you. But he quickly rates himself up again, kind of catching himself with both hands. It just goes like, oh shit, and immediately kind of gets smacked upside the head by his dad for cursing.
Newt, did you send me a letter? Did you slide it under my door, perhaps? In the last couple of... exactly what I
letter?
said. Yes.
No. And kind of pushes himself back onto the deck and kind of rests his hands on his hips. Is there someone giving you a problem?
Is he deepening his voice?
Maybe.
She's gonna insult him.
Okay. 13?
Is she like trying to cover up that he sent the letter, or?
You're more so detecting like a hint of like, is this man bothering you, lady? kind of feel.
Okay. Alright. No, never mind. And she turns around on her heel and walks back.
Oh, I mean, really, if someone's causing you an issue, I can, I can take care of it.
She just kind of turns her head. Perhaps if you're able to handle those things that we fought in the our last boat adventure, you're able to handle yourself better, perhaps.
I mean, seriously, is it appropriate for him to go just picking on the Dutch to make you impressed?
I am not saying that he should pick on the Dutch, you say. I am saying that he should maybe train a little in perhaps combat.
Well, if we're here for an extra day, I could give him some pointers.
We are not here for an extra day.
Somewhere
He's looking
else.
very dejected.
Somewhere else, Andrew sneezes.
Newt kind of lowers his shoulders. Here, let me roll a.
Amara's gonna break this heart, and he's gonna turn into a Reddit incel.
14 wisdom check. You see him kind of shake his head before like puffing up his chest. He's just like, all right, I will. Amara, I'll make sure I get stronger, so you don't have to worry about anything anymore.
All right. I wish you good luck with your training then.
I have to do a thing for this, Nikki. I'm so sorry for this lad. Rosh will go, good man! I will slap him on the back as hard as possible.
Not again!
Into the water he goes.
Let's see, strength check.
Athletics?
The water.
I guess
Oh,
every
wait,
of my
what?
contested athletics, so let's see.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Oh, I nat one! Okay. It's a
Maybe
light tap.
Roderick misses and falls into the water himself.
Okay, I'll say
Kidding,
seeing
kidding,
you approach
kidding.
seeing you approach with your hand raised, Newt quickly ducks away before you can make contact. He's just like, oh yeah, thank you, sir.
That good reflexes.
Quickly climbs on his boat with his dad, who is looking like he is suffering like extreme secondhand embarrassment. Porco gives you guys each a. It's a mixture of like a brief like good day nod, but also like I am so sorry nod.
I'm really tempted just to like fuck with him some more, but Amara. She's such on the fence of like, do I fuck with this kid some more, or do I just not care?
Fuck with him and not care. Easy.
That's what she was doing.
Go lower.
Okay.
Well, I suppose it's time for us to head off. The note apparently is a non-factor, I suppose. Or at least we don't have any more leads about it.
Not a waste of time.
Well, on the other hand, Lee, we at least made some good company. Then you've inspired that young lad to definitely train and be the best man he can be.
Did Andrew say that he had someone else in mind?
Yeah, that's who he's currently. He broke away from the group, I think, to
yeah.
ask.
Right, but I don't think Amara was paying attention.
Neither was Roderick, but I mean, that's a given.
That's both of their loss. Skill issue,
but
actually.
I think it was at least said.
Oh, then I think maybe an afterthought will come. Is like I think Andrew did like mention that he had like a person in mind, but he didn't mention who. He just mentioned that he had an idea.
Andrew, you said you had someone else in mind, perhaps?
He gone.
Yeah, Andrew broke off from the group. He wasn't there with us at that point.
Oh, okay. I thought
Alright.
he like broke off and then followed.
No.
Never mind.
In that case, we will over to Andrew.
It's gonna be real. It's probably gonna be really quick. So I didn't see a problem with breaking away. Andrew's going to see his quiet cutie, you know, his silent suave, you know, just the quiet one at the inn.
Moving over here. Move everyone else off.
Is Pookie here?
Who?
The man that Andrew cannot seem to, for the life of him, get in the pants of.
Oh, you had seen him that morning when you guys were talking. He had kind of moved off the map while you guys were talking. So.
No, that's so valid. But since we've left and came back, is he back?
Roll me a perception check.
Come on, Andrew. Gay vision activate. Fuck.
No,
Oh,
too gay.
too gay.
In a
You-
world where I kept that advantage. No.
So on the way back to the inn, you walk in, take a look inside. Don't see anyone other than Cynthia.
I look for dark and brooding, and all I find is dark, and I just squint and like. Ugh. Is there anybody else here?
Nancy and Orange,
Who the fuck is Orange again?
the cat.
Andrew's just gonna lightly glance at Cynthia as he passes over to the cat and will hold the paper in front of the cat. It's just, do you know who wrote this?
From behind you, you just hear, "Oh dear, he's lost his mind." Meow.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Cat just starts speaking.
Yeah.
I wrote it.
To my long lost lover, Beatrice. Andrew just whips around over towards Cynthia and very gingerly, although very clearly like leaning as far right on the stool that he can to like sit away from her, just looks gingerly and places the paper haphazardly, but not haphazardly, just like unrolls it like a very, very small rug, and just puts it on the table. And it's just, aside from your earlier comment, Cynthia, I happen to have a question for you. Seeing as you seem to be all versed in the things that are all weird and wacky in this world, all offense, I was curious about something. Punches the air. I love her so much. Oh my gosh. Andrew just he micro rolls his eyes before he just says, I came across that fellow from what we had been talking about, and he said something curious, and I certainly would have no absolute idea what he's talking about, but for whatever reason, I feel like you might. He made a remark about us being short-lived and bringing out unnatural deaths out of the equation. I'm assuming he meant our usual lifespan. Why would he say something so ill-fitting? Other than the fact that he seems to be an awkward individual, but I feel like that... I don't know. What do you think?
Her smile widens ever so slightly.
Am I to understand you are asking my advice?
Andrew, he kind of thinks about it for a moment. And it's like, it pricks at his ego just a little bit, but not enough. And he's like, tutelage, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yes, you are more informed in the weird. I'm not. So, I'm curious.
Hmm. Well, it is possible that he meant as he said. Perhaps he does not view himself as part of this short-lived group.
Would you consider yourself a part of this short-lived group?
She thinks it over.
Andrew chews on the insides of his cheeks.
Possibly. I have been granted many boons from my newly found god, so perhaps it could be one of them.
One moment. Level with me. You were just fucking with Roderick earlier about your whole gods shtick. What was that?
Oh no, I was not, as you say, fucking with him. I truly meant each word I said.
Then... I'm sorry. What? I mean... I'm sure you could probably tell that outside of perhaps the aesthetic, and he points at the faint imagery of a cross alongside his garb. Aside from the aesthetic, I don't particularly care about the faith. So I'm curious what exactly you're referring to.
Well, I believe this is just another miracle of these storms. Some have spoke of seeing things or hearing things or mutating in some form or fashion. As for myself, well, before the storms, I followed the same god as all of my people. But when they occurred, I was approached by another, claiming to be a god, showing me what only gods could do and granting me these abilities.
Like that... He like looks at her with this mild distaste, but seems to swallow it in a look of impassivity. And he just says, when you had licked that blood off of me, I'm going to say this in the most ginger way that I possibly can. It felt nice. Not good, not pleasant, but nice. What was that?
Oh, you're welcome.
He just squints at her.
That was a means of the gifts I was given by my dear new god. Or, well, to be more precise, goddess.
And you see her reach into her own her own pocket bosom and pull out the end of like a necklace that she had been wearing around her neck as she shows you a very unsettling necklace, a decoration at the end of it. It appears to be in the shape of a human head without any eyes, and from the eyes is just blood pouring.
Before she pulled that out, Andrew's oh so intelligent, groundbreaking thought was, oh god, they can be women now?
Of course.
I don't even know when he became a misogynist. It just happened, and
I'm not surprised.
It's competition.
I
Let's
wish,
be honest.
Maybe you may be onto something. Maybe like a hint of jealousy.
Yeah,
Just a
like
hint.
making like it's okay them to fuck bed, but if I want to do it,
Exactly. But anyways, yeah, no, and Andrew just looks at this and he looks up at her and then back at the sigil, and then back up at her, and just says, "And you're certain this isn't a demon?"
She pokes her taps her cheek in thought at that. I never considered. I suppose she looked like one.
And sorry, it's so funny. The idea of him stuttering is just funny to me. It's just, and that didn't come to you first at all.
Sorry, say that again.
He said that didn't come to you first. Like, the idea of it being a demon because it looked like a demon wasn't the first thing that came to mind.
Well, I mean, she said she was a goddess, and her appearance matched, well, partially matched, the paintings that are usually hung around my town, other than, well...
She thinks about it for a second.
The statues and portraits typically hung at my hometown were of a man, typically. She was certainly not a man, nor an adult. Rather small child with devious blood-red eyes. Well, maybe she is a demon.
You see her leaning on that.
The entire time
gonna
that
point
she's
this out.
been talking... Go ahead.
I just gotta say, Nikki has created in a weird way the anti-Roderick, where it's just Roderick with an evil god. And it's like, that could have been a demon, huh? Maybe you're right.
Andrew just sits there. Like, the entire time that he talks to her, he has this sort of mild, very, very small curl to his lip of just displeasure. But the more that she muses about this in such a overtly calm and passive way of just kind of rolling it over in her head, it just, that curl grows until eventually he just holds up a hand, then drops that hand to grab the paper and stands up and is just, "Thank you for your help.
Of
But
course.
I think we're done here."
Oh, one thing though.
She kind of leans forward, a glint in her eyes.
He does not lean towards her, but he'll look at her pointedly.
Perhaps this individual you've met is also a god. I've been told by my dear Bellona there are others.
You have a friend that shares the same name as Baloney?
That is simply what she calls herself, Bellona.
I'm sorry, I just really wanted to make that joke. I know Baloney literally does not exist in this world, but
I mean, sausages would have been around.
this is true. But no, Bellona. But yeah, no. Andrew just, like, he hears that, and so this is one of those moments where, like, me, Judah, I'm like rejoicing because I had a fucking weird feeling, and that was kind of it. But Andrew is just like, no, I mean, maybe. God, you're gonna make him wear a tinfoil hat. It's just great. There's just heavenly creatures wandering the earth at this point, and nobody can really tell who's who.
Well, I'm surprised, honestly, that this is new information to you. After all, you've been blessed as well as your compatriots.
Sweetheart, blessed with what?
She kind of tilts her head curiously at that.
Abilities.
Let's see, I'm an expert with a blade, and expert in several different ways else. What do you mean? You're going to have to be a bit more specific.
I mean, someone. You see her gaze kind of flick up towards the ceiling briefly, then back at you. Has their eye on you and the others.
This is one of those moments where I want to press for more details, but in the favor of being a good D&D player, he just glares at her, and it's just, all right, enough weirdness for today. And he just waves and walks off.
As you walk away, just under her breath, she says, I think Bologna would like him. And returns to her tea.
Shivers.
Just imagine when he's walking out, you just see Roderick and the others person. You know, I mean, honestly, this lead isn't going anywhere. Oh
God, why do we meet here of all places all the time?
Have them pop up.
Amara would have peeled away at.
Oh, okay.
She would go to the general store.
Okay. In that case, let us split off to Amara. Doodle-doodle-doo.
Yeah, let's go.
What is Amara up to?
I'm so glad I fucking talked to her. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. She would head into the general store and take a look around, I suppose.
All right, so the trade post and okay. You walk into the store. You see a very short, stout woman. Has kind of the builds of Porco and a few others that you've kind of walked by in the town. At first, you're not even sure if it's a woman, as she appears to be wearing a very heavy-duty, large scarf wrapped around her neck, chin, and head, mostly kind of covering most of her face. But when she turns to look at you, you can see kind of the look in her eyes and nose, as well as kind of peaks of long hair kind of stretching out from this wrap that she has around her, or the scarf that she has around her. She looks at you. Oh, welcome. What can I do for you?
I am looking for about various kinds of charcoal, incense, and herbs.
Oh, of course. You see her kind of hurry off and adjust her scarf a bit before heading over to grab some of what you were asking for.
And a brass brazier.
Brass brazier, and then right there. Anything else?
No, that is everything. All that stuff should come up to 10 gold pieces worth.
Yeah. So she'll hand it all over and just say, that'll be 10 gold pieces.
We have recently helped the Lord with dealing with a monster. Is there any sort of discount that you do for such a thing?
Asking for the hero's discount. I like it, you know. Me thinking for a second. I mean, do you have any proof of this, man? Like, you're just stating it to a random person. And you also don't look like a goddamn warrior the slightest.
Look at my titties.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it's a woman, she seems older, that ain't gonna work.
Fair.
I mean, no offense by this, but, I don't believe I've heard of you.
We're new in town. We have recently been contracted with the Lord. Did he give us anything?
Nope.
Did he have said anything?
Nope.
Nope.
He didn't go. Hmm. Alright, very well. And she'll just hand over the tangled pieces.
Thank you kindly. And she'll count it out before handing over your stuff. And
Thank
she
you.
kind of
Appreciate
pushes up
that.
her scarf a little bit more over her nose. Anything else I can help you with?
No, that is everything. Thank you very much.
Great. Have a great rest of your day.
And you too. Sure. Before like leaving, she's gonna roll an insight and see if this woman found Amara attractive in any way at all. If she was like, staring at certain places. If she missed her mark and was like, "Fuck, I should have used my charm."
See, I need to do this check more with people.
Roll an insight.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
I mean, just because you know whether or not it would have worked.
Yeah.
Her
doesn't mean it
insight
would've worked.
her insight involves following the person's sightlines to see if they're looking at her tits.
Pretty much.
You didn't detect any sort of interest whatsoever. In fact, it seems more like she was interested in pushing you out faster and
Fair. Okay. That's fine. Amara's like, cool. I didn't do something that I should have done in hindsight, sort of thing. And he's like, I paid for as much as I could have been able to, so.
And Juju, you are very correct.
Wait,
All right.
what I said in famous campaign quotes, or?
No, in the general.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Amara, you got your stuff. What are you up to?
She just heads back. Very quick thing, duck in and out.
Got it. All right. Back to the group. As Andrew, you almost walk head on into Roderick.
I just... Andrew, just everything, just his angry ranting at the fact that for whatever fucking reason he just always runs back into them. He like offhandedly thinks about what fuck, I forgot their name.
Cynthia?
No, they in specific.
Nefidi.
Oh, Nefidi.
Nefidi. I forgot. Andrew like offhandedly remembers what Nefidi had said about fate and whatnot, and just shivers internally at the thought of that, and then just is like, "All right, so I tried to look around for the person that I was going to ask. They weren't there. I decided to go ahead and, against my better judgment, talk to Cynthia over there, and well, I'm frankly." He was trying to talk quiet enough that she didn't hear it, but I like to think that she just did that anyways.
I mean, we just walked in, so.
Right. So it's just he just like cringes at her voice for a moment before he just continues. It's just, and to say the least, I'm more creeped out than I previously was, which that's not surprising. That aside. And he'll return back to normal speaking voice and whatnot. So, what happened? Did your sources come up dry?
Indeed, it would seem the young lad was not responsible for the letter.
I certainly didn't think so.
Neither
He
did I,
lacks-
to be honest.
He lacks the balls.
I was just rather thinking he probably lacked the, how should we say, vernacular.
That's what I said.
Fair enough. Milady, are you about ready to leave? I think we're about ready to be going. The note went nowhere.
Oh, what a shame.
Eight were traveling with her.
I mean, what's wrong? She's a fine lady.
Steps up uncomfortably close to you, Andrew.
Andrew just says that under his breath and just like pinches the bridge of his nose. It's just the memory hit him like a bad headache. And it's just he just ignores her the best he can, anyways, which is what I mean by saying he's slightly leaning to the right now.
And I'll say this is when Amara returns as well.
Oh, there she is, the lady of the hour. Where did you go?
Every hour.
Please.
I went to purchase something.
I
just
have
leaves
to
it up.
ask, in the sense of my own morbid curiosity, where does Amara put what she purchases?
Um,
Like, does she carry a pack?
she probably would carry like a handbag. I don't know, small pack sort of thing.
Okay.
He got her Louis
But-
purse.
For things that are small enough, she puts it in a fucking bralette
Titties.
thing.
That I gathered, but it sounded like you bought some things that might not fit in there.
Yeah.
We don't know if she has a pocket dimension in there.
She carries around a small bag considering what she wears.
Oh my god, that's an enchantment I wish I never thought of.
What?
Bag of holding, but the entry point is titty.
Oh, also, Andrew, you're gonna want to add the love letter to your inventory if you're gonna hang on to it.
To be completely honest, let's see if Andrew will remember to fucking bring it back. Actually, no, he doesn't want to keep that on him. It's weird. It has bad vibes.
Okay.
Has
I
a
should
Mara
see
stamp
about
on it.
getting this back to Nefertiti.
Go ahead. When are we thinking of leaving?
As soon as fucking possible.
Looks over towards Roderick.
I suppose we're about to head off now, in fact. We were just going to gather everyone. Everything seems to be packed and ready to go, so...
Where
Well,
are
that-
you going to put that one when we get into battle, if we ever do?
Just points at the dog.
She'll be staying with Xenothai.
With who?
Xenothai!
Zenthia.
Oh, Zenthia, sorry.
Who?
Zenthia! You've met her.
No. No, I haven't.
Of course you have! I was riding her on the way over.
Let me. Yeah, now I have to roll a wisdom check because I'm just like. It's just like.
There's only one singular bitch that I know here.
And he just silently turns to look at Amara.
She turns to look at the dog.
Cynthia's looking at Andrew.
I love how they're all. Where's the dog looking at?
Up
At
at
the
Roderick.
That is so perfect. An unlinking chain of looking. And then it takes him a moment and he just dawns upon us just like, your horse. You
Indeed!
need to quit that habit of just announcing names. Very human sounding names, mind you.
I don't know what you
Without
mean!
mentioning that they're
Soldier.
animals.
I thought that he got laid before you. I thought he forgot about his horse.
Andrew just. He just. Oh, wait. See, Andrew. I'm not great at comebacks. Andrew, granted, he's not much better either. But something wonderful just came to my head, and he just says, I'm not sure what you open more, your mouth or your legs.
You could care to find out.
No. No, I couldn't.
Well, then I guess you'll only have my mouth.
I don't
Rod-
want that either.
Roderick's just looking back and forth. I feel like there's a fight going on, but for the life of me, I don't know why.
That's one of those weird things where he's like, Andrew himself doesn't feel enough hostility necessarily to call it a fight. This is just how he talks.
Oh, yeah, just having fun.
Well,
Yes.
I get a good ribbing sort of thing.
Sure. Anyway, follow me or don't, I don't care. And he just starts walking.
Indeed, we should be off, my lady, if you will. Then he will hold out his hand to,
Oh, I thank you.
Andrew, Andrew gags.
I guess so. Andrew's just gonna quickly drop it off.
Yeah.
All right, so you quickly return to the
Well,
two.
It's quick, but it's not. It's like Andrew like returns it, but the entire time he's giving a very like not so secretive like leer at Nefertiti the entire interaction.
They just continue with their pleasant smile.
I'm gonna ask you a very fun question, Nikki. Do they give me any, I don't know, godly feelings?
I guess insight.
That's exactly what I was looking for. A very confused request for insight. 7. A holy number. A holy number. 7.
Also one away from 6, which could be 666. You never know.
yeah, you don't know which divine tree you're going down.
I feel like that fucking evangelical lady with the monster can convincing everybody that it's 666. It's this whole thing. I'll talk about it later.
I'll say you stand there squinting for an extended period of time, trying to get a feel, like what kind of vibe is this person giving off, and the entire time Nefertiti holds your gaze unwavering, smile unwavering, even despite the long uncomfortable silence. And just when you begin to think like, maybe are you seeing something? You realize, wait, nope, it's just your eyes burning because you've been staring too long.
Yeah.
As he does that, I'll just say Roderick comes up, rides up beside him, says, Mercenary, why are you staring at that poor fellow so intently?
Andrew just, like... I feel like that, like, brings him back to reality for a moment there. It's just... Nothing, I guess I'm just getting sick after being around a lot of you all for so long.
And with that, I'm going to have my own gag. Because I
no.
actually can't detect.
Oh no!
Teletary location of celestial fiend or undead, you know. Okay. So, without really recognizing it, you kind of cast your spell over the area. Don't pick up anything.
Which he doesn't even know he doesn't.
Yep.
I love the fact that I just let this go off whenever it's convenient for plot. In any case, Mercenary, I think we should get going now that you've returned the letter. You can leer at that, person later. Roderick flounders for words.
Andrew just... He, like, glances one more time, just this glare at Nefertiti. But he shakes his head for a moment, and all of his suspicion seems to just, like, melt into the wayside, and he's just... Oh, that aside, I hope that you enjoy doing whatever you want to do with that paper. I don't... Have a nice life.
I think I'll put it away. Thank you. May you enjoy your life as well.
Says under his breath, yeah, like, very short life, you weird...
I'm just going to say that Roderick's going to wait for everyone to just get a little bit ahead of him as they leave, as he just looks down at Nefertiti. And when he thinks they're out of earshot, he's going to say something.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just have to ask because it's, you said you're not from this land.
They nod.
Oh, I know.
So I'm just curious, you're not from, like, the Far East or anything, are you?
No.
Ah. You're not a
Why do
eunuch,
you
right?
ask?
I knew it. I'm surprised he was that bold.
What is a eunuch?
I suppose if you don't know, you're probably not one.
I see.
Well, in that case, what made you ask?
I just get an odd vibe. I'm not quite certain whether you were, a lady or a gentleman.
Well, what do you think?
Honestly, I thought
envy
you
is
were a
abused.
eunuch.
Woman, man, I'm fine with either.
Roderick tilts his head. I guess you are a eunuch then. Well, good to know. Well, okay, good. I've never met one before. It's always a pleasure. First time for everything. As he breaks his hand up for a handshake.
They stare at it for a long while before reaching out and taking it to shake. And you do notice that their hand is like weirdly cold.
My word, you should really get by the fireplace soon. You have a bit of a chill to your touch.
It is quite alright. I enjoy the cold.
Fair enough. And as Roderick goes, well, it is a pleasure to meet you, and thank you very much for your assistance.
Of course.
And as Roderick rides away, just because it's funny for him to say, he's going to go, I would have thought the blood flow would have been more, prominent with less to go to, as he rides off.
God.
Sorry.
I bet if Roderick was a eunuch, he'd still find a way to be a dick.
Yep.
Hands down. It's always by accident.
I know.
He's not intentionally doing it. He just happens to come from. He comes from a very sheltered, high, noble life.
I know.
On the plus side, he never thinks anybody less of them for these things. He's just a.
He's a conservative by birth, not by choice.
Yeah.
And so, you guys gather your belongings and start off on your journey out of the town, leaving behind its cozy sort of feel behind you. The snow continues to fall. Thankfully, looking pretty light, so it shouldn't cause too much problem for your travels. And as you continue onward, this is where I would say Jesper would roll on the table, but no one can, so I have to.
I mean, even if he was here and capable, Nikki, you'd have to.
I know. I'm so mad. So I'm gonna have Jesper roll. This is Jesper's. Okay. Okay.
Here.
Jesper just bursts into
Mom,
flames.
when's my turn on the
Not
spinny
sure where-
table?
Not sure whether it should be like, oh, haha, they're laughing because something happened is funny, or haha, they something bad's about to happen.
Haha, everyone's dead.
Yeah, with Nikki, you can never tell, to be
Alright, reroll
honest.
new characters.
Okay, I argue that you can tell. I don't know. I think I've gotten better at telling Nikki's tells, but the problem is that there's always two interpretations of them. So you can always narrow it down to 50%, but never above that.
I mean, that's kind of like when someone goes, oh god, when they roll, is like, it's either nat 1 or nat 20, and it could be either.
I'm gonna start saying "oh god" for tens.
And
Yes,
okay.
nat 1.
With that, we will end our session for today, unless you guys would like to continue for a bit more roleplay on the road.
I will say Roderick would just go, by the way, apparently that person was a eunuch.
Who? Like, I like to imagine that's when, like, if this was the show, that's when it stops.
Yeah,
It's off there. Who? Yeah.
cuts off. Rolls the credits.
Yes.
Uh,
No,
Okay.
I'm satisfied. I want Ganton and Andon back.
Understood.
My babies. The two least big-headed people in this fucking team.
like that's hard.
Okay, the bar is in hell, but they're still in heaven. So, like,
Yeah.
Also, this is a long-lasting effect, so I cannot, since I don't trust myself to remember, Jesper, I'm gonna send you a message. That you must keep
Oh.
private.
Okay.
or else.
Is mine a lot-
Nikki sent me this private message that I'm not ready to. Oh, it says.
I fucking
Do
love.
not
Maybe.
tell anyone.
Not even
Is mine-
Nikki.
Was mine temporary then?
Yep.
Was it the fucking letter?
Okay, thank you.
I love how we we went through this whole episode just looking for a letter that went nowhere, and that was just what we did.
It's almost as if
so-
that's exactly what Andrew said.
Yeah.
As a player, I am so annoyed that we didn't find out what the deal was with that.
I mean, to be
Well-
fair, as a player, I just think it's funny. I mean, I'm completely fine with us wasting time on things that are useless
Oh, yeah.
occasionally.
I mean,
Uh,
that's
That's
D&D.
Well,
I
as
just-
a
Wait,
note,
wait.
as a note, as well as a DM, I do like drudging up stuff in the past in the future. So it'll be interesting, especially since you got rid of the letter.
I mean, we did hand it over to a person who may or may not be divine.
Mm.
I mean, that's what the phrase
I
may or may
just-
not means, Nikki.
I was glad that Andrew decided to talk to Cynthia against his better judgment because he does not fucking like her.
Who does he like?
Himself.
Yeah,
Yes.
a mere.
Well,
No, let's be honest. There's a lot of self-hatred going on.
roll credits. No, because narcissists just have a lot of self-confidence, and none of it is overcompensation at all. Yeah. So yeah, everything's fine. But yeah, no, I loved a lot of the interactions and whatnot between all of the characters. I love everybody's characters a lot. Especially, I've been really enjoying in particular. Like, there's Andrew and Amara who are at the same level of bullshit, but then there's Andrew and Roderick who they speak the same language with different dialects. I kind of feel like they're both kind of assholes, but one's very intentional about it. The other, generally speaking, isn't. And also just has like a different grasp on things. Like, again, Andrew, who makes like at least one sexual innuendo like fucking every paragraph, and he just and then there's Roderick, who just barely gets it, just barely.
Good on Andrew for doing Nancy a favor.
Again, please let's not make that out to be altruistic. I think Andrew's motivation in that way, it's like, oh God, this is the worst. I think it's like secondhand embarrassment because I'm just like, I know I wouldn't think this way, but this is how he is. So it's just like I apologize for my son's behavior, basically every single time. But Andrew's idea was just like, okay, let me get a feel for how he is and whatnot, and either I can A, seduce him and fuck him, B, like, make him start chasing after me and then leave so he's devastated. And then as it became more and more clear that attracting him would it be the issue, he decided to flip the situation on him and out-creep him.
He did a very good job at that.
It's like, oh, you didn't know who I was before? That's because I never let you see me. I wanted to be in the shadows. Just time that I'd be able to talk to you eventually. And I finally got to, and yet you ignore me every single time. He just really went in on that.
This is the receiving end of the creepy obsessive.
Exactly.
I love it. Also, I am very curious. I know you guys haven't met too many characters yet, but at this point, I am curious to hear from each of you which NPCs you do like the most.
I mean, honestly, I like all of them.
Yeah,
one.
I mean, my favorites.
I am
the
partial.
fox.
The
God
fox.
damn it.
Yeah, you're right.
The fox I skewered immediately. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was my favorite.
We let the cute aggression go a little bit too overboard on
I
that
hate
one.
it here.
Now, I would say, I don't know, my favorites are kind of battling between Cynthia and Dee Dee, who, neither of which Andrew can't help but bully, I guess. But in actuality, just, I mean, I love kids. I really do. So just seeing Dee Dee and the way that she processes things and talks and, like, nearly trips over her words and whatnot, it's just like, little baby, protect.
Yeah, I really like Dee Dee too. She was funny just to have the kid.
Okay. Got 2 for Dee Dee, 1 for Cynthia. What about you?
I mean, to be fair, I also
Storm?
really like.
Actually-
Go.
Oh, what Heath?
I was also gonna say I also really like Cynthia's too because creepy goth chick's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh, all right, 2 for 2.
I think it's funny because she's not even entirely dedicated to the creepy goth chick part. Part of her is just like a little fucking shithead, and that's part of what I like.
I
She's
mean,
just like, maybe we'll fuck with Andrew on purpose.
I mean, I find that she's also I don't know if she's doing it on purpose or she's like Roderick, where it's all by accident and it's just the belief system makes it look like they're doing it, right? It's funny.
This is true. Like maybe her perception is that skewed, where she's just like, I'm just being friendly and polite.
Exactly, or just like how fucked up Roderick is with him being an asshole to everybody and not knowing it.
And Storm?
I do like Cynthia. I think her whole personality is very interesting. There is I do also like Mika, but that's probably also Amara bias.
Oh no, I like Mika too. I just keep forgetting her fucking name.
Okay, so
I keep
got
almost saying Micah.
Yeah, that's that definitely doesn't help.
So 2 Dee Dee, 3 Cynthia, 1 Mika,
And Newt is pretty funny.
and Newt. You just hear in the background, yes.
Yes.
I can make him laugh. I'm good. I'm halfway there.
I'm just
I
like,
mean,
man.
it's not funny for the way he would probably like. It's more like a,
Oh, I know.
"Oh,
That's
this poor boy. He's fallen in love with the wrong girl."
There ain't no ladies in the
I mean,
village like her.
He's literally the farm boy that fell in love with the brothel girl when he went to town for the first time ever.
Oh yeah.
Like literally,
Yeah,
that's
this
what's
is-
happened.
You think of it, if Amara can, rewrite the narrative into being something completely and utterly self-serving, think of it as a rite of passage. He's growing into a man, so he needs to learn how to deal with a very specific type of lady.
She don't give a fuck.
We know.
I mean, Amara could definitely get him to like murder the family and steal all the gold for her. And
Oh my god.
What about you, Jesper?
I mean, there's a lot of characters that I just like in particular, but like for their own reasons. Like, I can name a few,
Well,
Okay,
because
guys,
it goes back to what I said. Like, we haven't been in this world for very long, so a lot of the opinions and whatnot that we have of the NPCs are rather superficial. Like, I can't really pick out any specific character because all I'm left to work with is your roleplay skill. and your roleplay skill is kind of impeccable.
Screams.
So, like, that's what I mean. It's like, I can't give you anything specific because it's just like, haha, this character is nice and funny. Because I don't actually know that. All I know is that you're good at what you do. And that's all I get to interact with.
Yeah, you're a professional voice actor, Nikki. You're gonna leave us behind for that.
I'm going to compliment Riz Nikki, who was looking for something specific, but is now just like, oh, no more.
This isn't what I asked for.
This is what I wanted.
I do also like Bailey.
Oh, point for Bailey.
Oh, no. Fucking
Peace sign in the background.
Andrew fucking hates Bailey so bad. But I think she's hilarious. I find like the quote unquote no emotion characters to generally always be pretty funny, just as a concept and as like people and whatnot. And I mean, you know, like I came into this friend group, this D&D group, and as a player with Vidalia on the mind. So like any character that even so much as barely resembles her, the Klaus in my brain is just like he's itched. He's scratched.
They generally have like deadpan humor moments, which are pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.